you're probably being bombarded with a lot of information about towers as we work in this ordinance, and we know you're going to hear from your attorney today. And we're here just really to provide some additional inputs and thoughts. Sometimes they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and so I brought a few thousand words with me. We talk about towers, it seems maybe to some benign, but when you think about a tower, think about it as an industrial use. This is a light industrial use. This is a tower at a school. This is the base area of the tower is 90 by 30 feet. That's the size basically of a 7-Eleven. So I guess you could put a 7-Eleven there if you wanted to, but this is what it looks like at near a school. So we do not believe that a tower, in fact, is just the tower itself. It is everything that goes around it, all the infrastructure, and needs to be considered and taken into account. We are looking at the potential of placing this type of commercial, industrial use inside residential areas. We don't think that's appropriate inside our zoning code. Not to mention the proximity to schools and children. This is a photograph of a tower. I am standing at the playground at the school, and that's the tower directly behind me. As close as I am to you is where that tower is located. That's the type of sighting we're getting in our area. And in terms of safety, this is an illustration showing the gate wide open at the base of that tower. There was no one there. This was the middle of the day. It was unprotected. Any child could have gone in there. This is not safe, and we can't be assured that it would be. Because the problem is, this is the sign that's on that tower at the fence. Beyond this point, radio frequency fields at this site may exceed FCC rules for human exposure. This is what you will see. And lastly, someone had mentioned earlier the EPA. I mean, you need to know the FCC has no research body. They rely on other government entities to provide them information. This is what the EPA said in a letter from 2002. The FCC's exposure guideline is considered protective of effects arising from thermal mechanism, but not from all possible mechanisms. Therefore, the generalization by many that the guidelines protect human beings from harm is not justified. They go on to say, there are reports that suggest that potentially adverse health effects such as cancer may occur. This is the EPA. Since EPA's comments were submitted to the FCC in 1993, a number of studies reporting effects associated with both acute and chronic low-level exposure RF radiation has increased. So we're relying on our government to help us, and one branch of the government is disagreeing with another. It puts us in a somewhat difficult place, but we think working through the zoning, we can find a way to provide cell coverage in our city, in our environment, at the same time protecting our families and our friends. And lastly, we'd like you to know, as people who oppose towers on schools, we're not opposed to cell phones and we're not opposed to cell towers. We just think it needs to be done responsibly, and that's what our zoning rules are for. Thank you.